And it came about in the 12th year, in the 12th month, on the first day of the month, that the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, make a song of grief for Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and say to him, Young lion of the nations, destruction has come on you, and you were like a sea beast in the seas, sending out birds of water, troubling the waters with your feet, making their streams dirty. This is what the Lord has said. My net will be stretched out over you, and I will take you up in my fishing net, and I will let you be stretched on the land. I will send you out violently into the open field. I will let all the birds of heaven come to rest on you, and will make the beasts of all the earth full of you. And I will put your flesh on the mountains, and make the valleys full of your blood. And the land will be watered with your blood, and the waterways will be full of you. And when I put out your life, the heaven will be covered and its stars made dark. I will let the sun be covered with a cloud, and the moon will not give her light. All the bright lights of heaven I will make dark over you, and put dark night on your land, says the Lord. And the hearts of numbers of people will be troubled. When I send your prisoners among the nations, into a country which is strange to you, and I will make a number of people overcome with wonder at you, and their kings will be full of fear because of you, while my sword is waved before them. They will be shaken every man fearing for his life in the day of your fall. For this is what the Lord has said, the sword of the king of Babylon will come on you. I'll let the swords of the strong be the cause of the fall of your people, all of them meant to be feared among the nations, and they will make waste the pride of Egypt, and all its people will come to destruction. And I'll put an end to all her beasts which are by the great waters, and they will never again be troubled by the foot of men or by the feet of beasts. Then I'll make their waters clear, and their rivers will be flowing like oil, says the Lord. When I make Egypt an unpeopled waste, cutting off from the land all the things in it, when I send punishment on all those living in it, then it will be clear to them that I am the Lord. It is a song of grief, and people will give voice to it. The daughters of the nations will give voice to it, even for Egypt and all her people, says the Lord. And in the 12th year, on the 15th day of the month, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, let your voice be loud and sore for the people of Egypt, and send them down, even you and the daughters of the nations. I will send them down into the lowest part of the earth, with those who go down into the underworld. Are you more beautiful than any? Go down and take your rest among those without circumcision, among those who have been put to the sword. They will give a resting place with them to all their people. The strong among the great ones will say to him from the underworld, Are you more beautiful than any? Go down, you and your helpers, and take your rest among those without circumcision, and those who have been put to the sword. There is Asher and all her army, run about her last resting place, all of them put to death by the sword, whose resting places are in the inmost part of the underworld, who were a cause of fear in the land of the living. There is Elam and all her people, run about her last resting place, all of them put to death by the sword, who have gone down without circumcision to the lowest parts of the earth, who were a cause of fear in the land of the living, and are put to shame with those who go down to the underworld. They have made a bed for her among the dead, and all her people are round about her resting place. All of them without circumcision, put to death with the sword, for they were a cause of fear in the land of the living, and are put to shame with those who go down to the underworld. They've been given a place among those who have been put to the sword. There is Meshach, Tubal, and all her people, round about her last resting place. all of them without circumcision, put to death by the sword, for they were a cause of fear in the land of the living. And they have been put to rest with the fighting men who came to their end in the days long past, who went down to the underworld with their instruments of war, placing their swords under their heads, and their body covers are over their buns. For their strength was a cause of fear in the land of the living. But you will have your bed among those without circumcision, and will be put to rest with those who have been put to death with the sword. There is Edom, her kings, and all her princes, who have been given a rest place with those who are put to the sword. They will be resting among those without circumcision, even with those who go down to the underworld. They are the chief of the north, all of them, and all the Zidonians, who have gone down with those who have been put to the sword. They are ashamed on account of all the fear caused by their strength. They are resting there without circumcision, among those who have been put to the sword, and are put to shame with those who go down to the underworld. Pharaoh will see them and be comforted on account of all his people, even Pharaoh and all his army, put to death by the sword, says the Lord. For he put his fear in the land of the living, and he will be put to rest among those without circumcision, with those who have been put to death with the sword, even Pharaoh and all his people, says the Lord.